Hello everyone, it's FlareRogue, and today I decided that I'm going to review the video game on the PS3 called Demon Souls. Now, Demon Souls is a hack and slash action RPG that was released only on the PS3. It's rated M for mature, it's rated M for blood and violence. Okay, parents, just take note. It was developed by From Software, and it was released by Atlas. Now let's get on to where the thing actually matters. I mean, no. Anyway, alright. We're going to go through this really simple. Alright, 1. The graphics. Now, some people might say that the graphics don't look that good because it's from 2009. OMG, it's from 2 years ago. It's outdated. Anyway, I actually kind of like the graphics. I like all the detail on the monsters, all the characters. Except I don't like their faces. Their faces look like they're babies. I swear, it's just... Anyway, other than like the baby faces, I actually do like the detailing that all the people have on their armor and on the different suits of clothing that you can get, and it's actually pretty awesome. Now the weapons look pretty generic, which is sad to say, but some weapons do look pretty unique, but most of the other times it's pretty generic. And if you keep the same weapon you had from the beginning of the game, you're going to be looking at the same damn weapon for a long time. Okay, let's go on to the gameplay. The gameplay, like I said, it's a hack and slash action RPG. However, the standard blows have changed just a little bit. Instead of using like the face buttons to like attack, you actually use the triggers. Like R1 is for normal attack, L1 is for your left hand, and whatever's in your left hand you'll use it. Like say a shield, you block with the shield. L2 is for a more powerful attack, and L2 is for like if the attack is coming to you, you can parry it, and you'll be able to parry it, and then push R1, you can do an instant kill on a monster. Note that it does not work with every monster, nor does it really work at all unless you have really good timing. Let's see. Whenever you kill like enemies, oh, excuse me. Whenever you kill enemies, you get souls, which is sort of like your experience. Well, it's sort of like your experience slash currency. You use it for the same thing. It's basically your currency. You don't even get experience, which I think is really sad. Anyway. You use the souls to purchase a lot of stuff. You can use souls to purchase items, weapons, ammo for your like bow or crossbow. Then you could sometimes you could use it for experience, or no, it's like you can use it for leveling up your stats, which is actually pretty neat. I actually like that kind because you can really balance out your character like that, or you can just make him super strong with like 40 strength and 15 constitution. You can kill things, but you'll get killed yourself. Alright, let me adjust here. There we go. I do like how there's like you have like a little central hub called the Nexus, which is basically, yeah, like I said, your central hub, and that's where all the maps are. That's where all the sorry guys, I'm tired. That's where all the maps are. That's where all the, not the maps, the shops. That's where all the shops are. That's where you can learn spells. That's actually how you travel to the different worlds. As everything's mostly done through the Nexus. Then you get to the stuff. Then you get to like the different levels. Like there's a giant like fort and castles that you can go through. There's like a mine. There's like a mine. There's like a tower that's like a prison, which it has like mine flayers in it. God, I hate this so much. There's one where you're basically going through some ruins, and then there's one where I believe you're going through a swamp. I'm not sure. I don't think I made it that far, but anyway. Alright, I think it's time to stop talking about the gameplay. The storyline. Let's talk about the storyline. Storyline is basically you're one wandering soul. Well, actually, let me start from the beginning. There's this kingdom with a powerful ruler that a demon tried to take over. This ruler had heroes take care of the demon, and the demon was gone forever. Many years pass, and the king he becomes corrupted, and he wants more power. So he releases that demon onto the world again. What a douche. The demon creates this not black, but this like deadly, colorless mist, and it covers all over the kingdom. Now, in this mist, it is filled with like monsters, and you can barely see. Just think of like the Stephen King's The Mist. Maybe that's where they got it from. You are a lone traveler that decides, hey, I'm going to go through this mess and I'm going to go kick some ass. Either there's like, I'm going to go find out what happened to this kingdom, which is why I started it. I'm going to go find out what happened to the kingdom. I'm going to see if I can fix it. Or you can just be like, okay, I'm just going to kill a lot of monsters and feel like a badass. Basically, the story, there's not really much story development. It's just that there's not really many events, like scripted events. There's not like many scripted battles, like story battles. There's not many story battles except for maybe like the boss battles. But even then, the boss battles are pretty aren't really story relevant. Such as the only ones that are really story relevant and progression wise is your first level, which is the tutorial. This is before you go to the Nexus. The Old Fort, which is the first level you can go to, and the only level, until you beat the boss there, or at least the first boss there, called Phalanx. Phalanx, which sort of like this shapeless goop covered in armor and throws spears at you, like spamming projectiles. After you beat that, then your ability to progress your character and level up his stats using souls. Other than that, you can just go wherever and just start kicking ass. Well, if you can. More on that later. Let's see. That's pretty much the story. There's not really much story development. I wish there was more, but I do think the introduction given in the manual and in like the game itself, it's actually pretty good. And then you meet some characters along the way that sort of give more backstory to that. So that's kind of cool. It's just I wish that there was more. There's more story cutscenes instead of saying, okay, you go through this, this, and this, and then you're free as a bird. And instead of like going, you go through this, this, then you go through this, then you go through this, and then you just keep going. Now, that's just all my complaints. I just wish there was more story elements. Besides just random characters you meet that give you backstory. Okay, the art design. Art design, it's really dark. It's really dark. It's nearly pitch black at times. Even if you up the brightness like all the way, you're still going to be pitch black. And the only light you have, besides like maybe like torches, is this little thing that hangs on your side, and it lights up, and it gives you about 5 feet. 5 feet of light, all you can see. Now it's really frustrating whenever you're in the middle of the pitch black, hallway. Can't see anything. Then all of a sudden, my flare shows up, grabs you, and then one hit kills you. Anyway. I just hate those so much. The art design, I think there's a lot of there's like a lot of detail that they put in there. There's a lot of detail that they put into each individual one. However, if you play through the same level over and over and over again, which you probably will, more on that later, you probably will, it's gonna get a little repetitive. And especially whenever you want to go for the Game Plus Plus. Or New Game Plus Plus. Yes, there's a New Game Plus Plus and Beyond. Which is basically if you want to level up, get more of your character, get more loot, and try different paths in a place, feel free to do that. It's just that the enemies are probably going to kick your ass. The art design, like I said, is really dark, but they put a lot of detail into each little thing. It's just that sometimes it gets repetitive. the story, the gameplay, and the level design kind of gets repetitive once in a while, but you really don't notice it that much. Unless you keep dying a lot and a lot like I do. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a master at this game. I suck at this game. It's just, I enjoy coming back to it. 5 is the music. The music, there's really no music that plays besides the ambient sounds. And that's whenever you either go to the Nexus. That's either whenever you go to the Nexus, you fight a boss, which is actually kind of fitting for the boss, but you can't remember anything about that fight. Then the main menu. Other than that, it's just pretty sparkly sounds. Now, I like the weapon sounds. It's just that they're sometimes they sound really generic. But other than that, I really, really like it. Okay, then let's go to... Well, there's not really that much humor in here. You're not going to find much humor, so let's talk about the difficulty. Okay. This game has been highly acclaimed, and it's notorious for being one of the hardest games on the PS3 and hardest games of all time. Now, here's how hard it is. And this is just for me, this is actually personal experience. Let's say you have 15k of souls, and that's a lot of money. You're walking down, you get killed. Now, you can find your bloodstain and you can touch it. And you'll be able to get all of your souls back. Well, let's say that your bloodstain is in a very, very long part in the game. And there's like a lot of enemies in there that are very difficult for you. Even at your current level, maybe they're really, really difficult. You're probably not going to be able to do that. And your 15k is just sitting there in that little puddle of blood. If you die again, you lose all that money. And then again, this is also like old school games. You don't get fucking checkpoints. Unless you count the archstones as checkpoints, but those are more like portals. If you die, and you haven't reached any archstones, or any new archstones, you get teleported back to the beginning of a level, or the last archstone that you teleported from, that you entered the level from. And these levels are long. Some of these levels, they seem short at times, and they seem really long at times. And it's just ridiculous how sometimes, you know, I'm really close to, like, you're fighting a boss. You just got to the boss. Just got to him. And you die. You have to trek all the way back. All the way back. Just like old school. And all the enemies that you've killed on that way, since you already lost all your souls, you don't have any money. And all the enemies actually respawn. This game actually gets pretty difficult, to where it will really just cause some people to actually just quit and just rage quit. I've actually rage quit before. It's really difficult. But this game, it actually focuses on, like, okay, this is really high risk. But if you do it, you get a lot of reward. So it's basically more that, okay, if you manage to do this, you're taking so much risk that, you know, you possibly just die multiple times, lose everything. But if you do this, we're going to reward you with a lot of stuff. Oh, sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm really tired. But anyway, the difficult is just that if you're like a kid, like me, I'm only 17. If you're like a kid and you actually played this, I give you kudos. But if you keep dying and you like yell at the game and you like turn it off or like break the controller, I do not blame you at all. I don't. I just still think it's just kind of childish, but you're a kid, whatever. And now, if you're an adult, I really don't expect you to do that, but hey, I don't blame you for it either. I have no idea how many times I wanted to punch the screen. But actually, now let's conclude all our stuff. The graphics, okay, they're decent for the over graphical critic. The gameplay is hack and slash, but it's just like a new take on it. The story needs more story elements. Other than that, it's pretty generic. Okay, you're a dude or a chick. You just go to a nearby castle covered in mist, and you just start cleaning house. Art direction, very detailed, very dark. Music doesn't play unless you're in a boss battle or something like that. And the difficulty is really hard. Just think of like NES Ninja Gaiden on crack. Nah, nothing's probably as hard as Ninja Gaiden on NES. So that's about it. Actually, to be honest, to any PS3 owner that actually has this, I actually recommend this because it's really fun. It's just it's really hard. And it can get frustrating, but I guarantee you, if you own this and you play it and you really like it, you're going to be coming back to it. Even after you're finished, you're going to be coming back to it. So, in my verdict, I'd say buy it, man. Unless you're really wary about the difficulty, then rent it. It's at least a rent. But if you really like RPGs and action RPGs, buy it. It's like that, just buy it. I got mine for $20. It was at GameStop. It's pretty common. It's pretty cheap now. I think it's still $20. So all right, that's it. Okay, guys, thank you for listening to my probably boring review of a really good game. All right, well, talk to all you guys later. This is FlareRogue signing out.